A lot of people know you for your work at NFL Network, and you're a DC guy like me. And look, there's no beating around the bush with this organization for about almost 3 decades. It's been an embarrassment, but now you've got adults running it. Ron Rivera has really taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, and got them to the playoffs this year, built around that young defensive core. And now they go out and they get Ryan Fitzpatrick. They don't trade anything. They just go out and do a 1-year deal for him. They've kept this defensive core together. They go out and get William Jackson, which I think was a solid signing. So what do you think about Washington potentially repeating as NFC East champs?
Well, I think when you look at that division, you have Washington and Dallas at the top right now. To me, the Eagles are in rebuilding mode. I really don't know what you have in Jalen Hurts. The Giants have made some nice additions, and they have spent more aggressively in free agency than any other team not named the New England Patriots. I just don't buy that Daniel Jones can take care of the football. I mean, this is really going to be an interesting thing with Kenny Golladay, right? He goes from a quarterback in Matthew Stafford who would just throw it up there. This guy was an absolute gunslinger. Daniel Jones, I think, is going to be so gun shy because he's going to be coached to take care of the ball. I don't know if he's going to be able to throw those 50-50 balls up for Kenny Golladay to go up and get them. So I'm curious to see how productive Golladay is going to be in that offense with Jones as opposed to Matthew Stafford. As for Washington, I like the additions that they've made. They fortified that secondary. With Jackson, I think Fitz is a good placeholder. If Kyle Allen or Taylor Heineke can eventually win that starting job, it'll be certainly after this year. I don't believe there's going to be a true quarterback competition. They signed Ryan Fitzpatrick to be a starting quarterback. And when you look at his numbers over the last 3 years, I heard this the other day. He has a higher completion percentage than Tom Brady. He has more yards per attempt than Russell Wilson. And he has a higher QBR than Deshaun Watson over the last 3 years. I mean, it's magic. It's crazy. Now, he will drive you crazy as well because, as you know, he will have 3 unbelievable games, and then he'll throw 4 interceptions in a quarter. But it's the polar opposite of what Washington fans saw last year with Alex Smith. He won games. He took care of the football. He was playing on one leg. He didn't take a lot of risks. It's going to be a fun team to watch. And by the way, out of all the guys they've signed, I think Curtis Samuel is the most underrated, I guess. I don't know if you can call a guy underrated that's getting 10, 11, $12 million a year. But I think he fits perfectly into this system. And Scott Turner wants guys who are hybrids, essentially, right? So you have Antonio Gibson, you have Curtis Samuel, you have Terry McLaurin, you have McKissick, all these guys that can line up anywhere on the field, whether it's the slot or whether it's the backfield, wherever you want them. I think they're dangerous. I'd like to see him add another playmaker on offense. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm much more excited about the Washington football team this offseason than I was last offseason.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, Matt, before you jump in, Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel, both obviously teammates at Ohio State.
Yep.
I think both ran sub 4.4s, and you have the gunslinger in Ryan Fitzpatrick. So to Dan's point about excitement, yeah, that's some excitement. Got some speed, and he got a dude who will just close his eyes, and as we saw against the Las Vegas Raiders, he'll just throw it up.
And a defense that gets after the quarterback and makes things happen. Dan, one of